obviously really good to pick up a win here. You guys seem to have gotten better and better as the week's gone on. Would you agree?
Yeah, honestly, we started strong right off the hop. I think we had a pretty tough start. Just had, a couple tough breaks. I think in the first couple of games. We just know that if we stick with it, the wins were going to come, and we were pretty lucky to have a little break come our way with that 5 in the fifth there today.
Can you tell me about that 5, how it kind of got set up and how that helped?
Yeah, well, Catlin's first one, we tried to make that angle run back to go in, and we kind of got fortunate coming and spin in to set up the angle for his last, and usually Thomas makes the draw, but we got the break there, and we were able to just kind of chisel it out for the 5.
Is this team playing at the level that it needs to be at this point of the week as we start looking at playoffs?
Yeah, I think honestly our year, we've been kind of peaking for this event, and I think everybody's playing the best that they have been all year. So, we're going to need some help, I think, just looking at the records and kind of how it's all shaken out. But we're going to give our all against Bottcher next game, and I guess we'll just see where the chips fall.
How's the week been for you personally being here?
Great. Yeah, we've had a ton of friends and family make the trip. So, like myself from Edmonton and, a bunch of the guys from Victoria. The BC crowd travels well. It's not just all Catlin's family, but we've been feeling the love, and I just love my experience here. It's been amazing. Yeah.
Brendan, given the more prominence of last stone draw as a potential tiebreaker, did you change your training in any way, shape, or form? Your score is by far the best in the field. Did you ever do the equivalent of extra draws, like more slap shots in a practice? You know what I mean?
So yes, this practice is unique for us. Really, the only time we do this is at the Brier, and the team that wins gets to do it at the Worlds too. But compared to all the other events we play through the course of a season, this is different. So we remembered kind of what we did last year, and we had a good conversation a couple months back about things we might want to adjust. And then we really had the last 5 weeks, and we started almost every practice with a full pregame, 2 draws, opposite sides, just trying to replicate it, because it certainly is important.
And I admit that I'm usually, when the last stone draw is happening, I'm usually still working, or I've gone to get something to eat, and I never watch it. Have you been doing most of them, or are you doing a rotation?
Well, everyone has to throw 1 of each turn plus 1 extra. Yeah. So the minimum everyone can throw is 3. Now the reality is all 3 of my guys can throw 3 each, and I can throw 8 or 7, I suppose. 7, and they throw 9. So I'm throwing almost every game, which is good for me. Kind of gets my draw weight feel early, and I've been having a good draw so far. I've put most of them relatively around the pin, so we've been doing well.
And you probably saw what happened at the Hearts, where it got pretty crazy for a tie for third. And it came down to last stone draw. It seems to have a lot more prominence than it did before in terms of tie breaking.
Oh, it's mattering more and more every year. So they're breaking ties like that at the Olympics, at World Championships, at Grand Slams, now at the Brier and the Scotties. And I think it's good for our teams to get familiar with that format, because I think a lot of us struggled against that. We wanted those 3 tiebreaker draws that everyone's used to seeing to battle it out. But when you go to a big world event, and that's not how they're doing it, I think it's good that we replicate that same format.
Brendan, how big was that win over Matt Dunstone last night after the loss to Northern Ontario? It looks like this team was just able to sort of check that and get right back to business.
Yeah, that was a long 30 hours, in all honesty, because we had the following draw off after we lost. But I thought we came out and we were resilient, and we played great yesterday. And that's what it's going to take to win this thing for whichever team comes through. I think you've seen a lot of upsets so far this week. We had one. It's kind of how you regroup from those moments that defines what the end of the week's going to look like.
What did you do? Because Northern Ontario, sitting back, I said on a CBC hit just now, they might have gone to the spa in Moose Jaw. What did you guys do?
Well, we came to the Riders. I was happy they hosted us for a morning, so we went down in their locker room, sat in the steam room, did a cold plunge, sat in the hot tub for a little bit, played some pickleball, just had some fun, kind of killed half a day. And then by the time we got back from that, had some lunch, we were kind of in a pregame routine for the evening.
Coach alternate Paul got a game in here a little bit. Was that kind of the game plan going in? And what was that like?
Yeah, it's just awesome. I think last year he got 1 end, and I'm thankful that this year he got 3. he's just such an integral part of our team. He's one of the guys, and I'm so happy for him that he got a good hour out there today.
How important is it to have a coach role as instrumental as the role that he plays for you?
Oh, it's huge. I think you're seeing it more and more every year. The top teams are getting better coaches. All the international teams have really good coaches now. It makes a difference. They unload and deburden the team a lot, and that allows you as athletes just to focus on curling, which sounds a little corny, but there's a lot else that goes into being an elite team. And as much of that the coach can take on, as well as kind of drive the train on a few things, I think is great.
So is it too early to start looking at scenarios for the last couple of draws?
Yeah, I'm not looking at any scenarios right now. All I know is we got 2 big games tomorrow, and I just hope that we do all the right things in the morning to get ready for battle against Yukon, and we'll take it from there.
But you're obviously fairly comfortable, are you, at this point?
Yeah, 5-1's a great record right now. Would rather be 6-0, but 5-1's cool. It's we're in a good little spot here. We've put ourselves in a good spot to have a chance at playoffs, and that's kind of the first mini goal I think coming into the Brier is make sure that you play well enough to get yourself into the championship round. And we've got a lot of improving to do, though. I would say we still haven't found our form to this point. I think that that we can put a way better full team game together, and I'm hoping that we're just saving it potentially for the championship round.
At this stage in your career, what would it mean to win a Brier with this team and where you're at in your career?
Oh, it would be super cool to win a Brier again. I said it earlier in the week, and I'll say it again. I play for my teammates. I play for Connor and Derek and Reed and Rob, and nothing would make me happier than to see them successful, to have a part in helping win this thing for them. That would do it for me. So that's what I'm playing for.
2013 Brad Jacobs compared to 2024 Brad Jacobs?
I don't know. I mean, I like to think that I've grown as a person in the last 10, 12 years for the better. But who knows? I'm still the same guy. Still like to have fun. Love to be with my family. Like to stay in good shape and just continue to have a growth mindset. That's my whole sort of thing in life.
We're going to get a come on out of you, a fist bump out of you at some point?
Well, if the moment arises, I would love to have a nice big celly, but so far I'd say we're just chugging along and sneaking out and grinding out wins, and that's good. But yeah, hopefully we're saving some big moments for the weekend if we so happen to make it there.
What is the relationship between you and Reed working out so well?
Say again?
Why is the relationship between you and Reed working out so well?
Well, I think that, we have a good understanding of one another. We've gotten to know one another really good over the course of the last year or so. I think that we're both pretty good guys. I really do. And pretty easygoing. And we want to support one another. And like I said, both see one another successful. And I think that, we like to keep it light and have fun and joke around as well. But when we hit the ice, we want to be serious and we want to win. So, yeah, it's been going really good.
How fun has it been to watch Trevor? Have you watched Trevor?
Yeah, so it's been really fun for me to see Northern Ontario doing so well. I'm not going to lie. And they've got a great support group of fans cheering them on. I would say that they're the second loudest group of fans other than Saskatchewan. And obviously Northern Ontario is near and dear to my heart. And to see them playing so well and just being in the moment out there and performing for our region back home is awesome. I love it.
Which begs the question.
Yeah.
If you played them in the playoffs and you saw that moose and all that,
yeah,
that's all put to the side?
Yeah, no, that's all put to the side. We would definitely want the buffalo to trample the moose. Yeah. If it happens to come to that, that would be the goal. But who knows? Lots of curling left, and we'll see how everything turns out over the next couple days.
Well, it seems like a long time ago now, but I guess how did you recover from the pick in 5?
Yeah, I mean, just goes to show how resilient this team is. I mean, to bounce back with a tray in the 6th end there. I mean, that's what this team's all about. It's what we're built on. And then from there we kind of had control of the game till we didn't.
Go ahead, Devin.
To that point, Maddie, some of these games have been a grind. You've been pushed. Where is your energy at? Where is this team at? It's a long week, but you're being pushed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great. I mean, this is why you play in this event. You want to be in those types of games, these types of moments. You know, I'm glad we don't have a second game today for sure. But I mean, big character builder. Obviously, you know, kind of letting the lead slip in, you know, a situation that doesn't normally ever happen in, right? You know, just to come back from that in the 11th end and score there, you know, really proud of the guys, and you know, we'll sharpen things up for the next one.
You weren't happy last night, obviously. How did you park that this game?
You have a choice to make. I mean, you come out and be the best version of yourself, best teammate you can be, and you know, leave it all out there on the line for the guys today. We knew what was on the line in this game. We lose, we're done. Win, you know, we stay alive. So, you know, we had a quick choice to make last night, and you know, the choice we made is clear.
How would the Matt Dunstone of 4 or 5 years ago have reacted to that scenario compared to how you're reacting now?
Yeah, I mean, if losing games at the Brier or being up against the wall at the Brier is, you know, one of the biggest issues I have going on in my life, you know, I'm a damn lucky guy, is kind of the way I look at it. You know, obviously the start we have here isn't what we were looking for, but you know, there's a lot of perspective, and you know, younger me probably wouldn't had that, obviously.
You have another must-win game against Bonneau tomorrow. How much have you seen of him, and have you played against him? What does it take to beat him?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, obviously they're playing great. I mean, they're the story of the Brier so far. So, you know, I'm expecting, you know, a lot more of the same of what we saw today, what we saw the last couple, what our team's been seeing all week in regards to how each game's been a grind for us. But, you know, again, when this team's firing, when this team's going, we're as hard to beat as anybody on the planet, and we know that. So that's what we're going to be looking to bring tomorrow.